Welcome to Accelerant, everyone. My name is Ryan Laley, and I am your host this afternoon or this evening. It is so wonderful to be back here for our third Accelerant. So far, we've had over 400 participants across multiple platforms, which is truly just amazing. If you want to rewatch either of the first two events, you can go to our YouTube channel and search for Celestial Bodies. This episode that we're filming today will also be available there after we are done. So for all of those new to us, Accelerant is 2 hours. In the first hour, we will discuss and debate a theme with our two special guests. And in the second hour, we will dance, which I'm very much looking forward to. A quick word about what we are doing here today. There are audiences across multiple platforms: Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and BRCVR in AltSpace, which is really amazing to me. We are striving to be radically inclusive, so everyone on each platform can see everyone on the other platforms certain times throughout the event itself. This is literally where virtual reality and in real life meet and converge, which is also mind-blowing. There might be some tech glitches, and we'll do our best to fix things as quickly as possible. So let's get started off by saying hello to each other. First, everyone on Zoom, wave hello. Hello, Zoom people. Zoom users, I recommend that you keep your screen on speaker view. That'll be the best way to view this event. Now let's have everyone on YouTube say hello by writing into your chat window, and you must be logged into your YouTube chat for this to work. All right, hi YouTube. All right, so moving on, everyone on Twitch, be sure you're logged in and go ahead and type hello in your chat window. Hello, Twitch people. All right, now we're gonna move on to Facebook. So Facebook users, go ahead and say hello in the comments. All right, hello, Facebook. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Now let's go ahead to go into the virtual world of BRCVR. Just know that there is a slight delay between their world and our world. So everyone in BRCVR, please share some heart emojis. I see some heart emojis back there. Thank you. That always trips me out, I gotta say. It's hilarious to me. All right, we're inviting everyone to participate, so this won't just be a sit back and watch experience. When you have a question at any time throughout the presentation or the event itself, please just simply put it into the chat window on your platform. We have moderators across all of the platforms who will be letting me know your questions. If you're in BRCVR and AltSpace, we will ask that you use the raise your hand feature, and Redbird Bean is the moderator, and she will message you the instructions on how to get your question answered. For those of you on Zoom, just leave your question in the chat and we will get to it. Very important. If you are participating on multiple platforms, please don't just pick one. If you have more than one platform running, you will experience sound and visual delays throughout. So please just pick one. And if one platform doesn't seem to be working, you can always switch over to another. Finally, this Accelerant is a fundraiser for BRCVR. We will learn a lot more about this amazing organization in the first half hour. Please consider making a donation of any size to help bring us all to a virtual Burning Man event in 2021. And the website is www.brcvr.org/donate. And I believe we're dropping it all now into your chat windows. All right, now we're gonna get started. So today's theme comes from one of the 10 principles of Burning Man, which is communal effort. For anyone new to the Burning Man culture, you can learn more about the 10 principles by watching our very first Accelerant on Celestial Bodies YouTube channel. Stuart Mangrum gave an amazing presentation on this. Okay, so we have two guests over the next 2 hours addressing communal effort. If you have questions, like I said, at any time, please just drop them into your chat window or alert your moderator. So let's go ahead and welcome our first guest, Athena Demos. Athena is the co-founder of BRCVR, which she will explain. Hello, Athena, and welcome.
Hi, Ryan. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for being with us today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to talk us through what's going on here. And you have an extraordinary story to share with us about the success of communal effort. Can you tell us the story of BRCVR? And also just a quick reminder to the audience, and ask questions anytime throughout the presentation and we'll make sure they get answered. So Athena, please go ahead.
I'm going to share my screen so I can show you some cool photos. So as Ryan said, my name is Athena Demos. If you're in Alt VR, I'm Aunt Athena. I've been spending most of my time in VR since New Year's because we have a 4-day spectacular mini burn going on with lots of different activities from many different worlds, which are our theme camps, art installations, art cars. But BRCVR actually started way back. Wait, why won't it go? There we go. Way back in 2014, 2015, when Greg Edwards, sitting next to me in the chair, came up with the idea of recreating Burning Man in a virtual reality. Now, at the time, it was only single user, not social VR, and it was more of an archival tool. In 2015, we took what he created up to San Francisco and showed it to the Burning Man organization. There's Larry Harvey at the lower right corner, Dusty and Danger Ranger, and you can see our old school headsets, the Google Cardboard and the old Samsung Gear. And we showed it to them and they loved it. They absolutely loved it, but they didn't understand its purpose. They already had a virtual platform called Second Life. And they told us that we could keep going with it if we wanted to, but nobody really had. One of the principles is immediacy. And there wasn't really an immediate need for a virtual reality Burning Man platform.
So Athena, if I can interrupt you really quick, what gave him the idea to create this virtual Burning Man experience back in 2014? I mean, now it feels very poignant and necessary in the space that we find ourselves. But what was the impetus of it back then?
I would say the impetus was actually a beautiful piece of Playa magic. But Greg was already working in the virtual reality space. It's what he did for a living. He went to Burning Man his very first year in 2014, fell in love with the event, as we all do. And that was how he wanted to contribute. That's how he wanted to give back. And he took a gazillion photographs in 2014 and then recreated the playa in virtual reality. So it ended up, by the end of 2015, it ended up in a hard drive in the top shelf of his closet, and everyone sort of forgot about the project. Fast forward to 2020, the pandemic is coming and everything is shutting down, and we don't know what's going to happen. One of our other business partners, Doug Jacobson, was getting ready to have a monumental birthday, and he was looking for a way to celebrate his birthday virtually, and talked to Greg. And Greg was like, yeah, I happen to have this Burning Man thing. Why don't we put it on a platform and see? And Doug did a lot of research and decided AltSpace was the best platform for the community, most like the community. And they put Burning Man 2014 up on the platform, and that was April 3rd. And on April 10th, Marion announced the cancellation of Burning Man 1 week later. And we were basically done. But it was 2014. And we knew we needed to create a 2020 and that would take the entire community. And that's where we get to communal effort, which is, and this is the definition on the website, our community values creative cooperation and collaboration. We strive to produce, promote, and protect social networks, public spaces, works of art, and methods of communication that support such interaction. BRCVR became the ultimate form of communal effort. There was no way the three of us were going to create this entire thing for the community. Much like Burning Man, modeled just like Burning Man, we created a palette. We created a way for people to express themselves. So these are some pictures from BRCVR. These are actually pictures taken in VR, and you can see we have a very green MOOP map. No trash in VR.
Yeah. So I have a question from Drew on YouTube. What has been the coolest thing you have seen on BRC VR?
Oh my God, the coolest thing I've seen on BRC VR. I can't. There's 200 plus worlds, and Burn Week alone was over 1,500 hours of entertainment and programming. I think the coolest thing I've seen in BRCVR are the connections made, because those connections breed communal effort. As people meet each other and put on a set of bunny ears and run around the playa together, you find out, oh, I want to create this thing, and you know how to create this thing, and let's create this thing together. And that becomes communal effort.
Well, I must say it is really fascinating to see, as you know, celestial bodies, our campmates did an excellent job at showing up and creating quite a lot in a short amount of time. And so the fact that you guys were able to harness communal effort in an environment that was kind of nascent and new to a lot of people, and be like, all right, people, create, see what you can do, see what we can create. How did you galvanize the people that you're reaching out to basically create such an alternate reality?
Well, the key was providing the tools in a way that was easy to understand. We had a toolkit. Greg created a toolkit, and the toolkit was, 10 different types of RVs and 5 different cars and every type of dome and every type of tent and generators and, like all the things that make up a Burning Man camp. So he created a toolkit, and you were able to download that toolkit of 3-dimensional things and load it into, there's various different programs you can use. We recommended Blender because it's free and relatively easy to use. And you just copy this RV and you put it in your workspace. Copy this dome. Oh, I want the dome bigger. Oh, I want to put a screen here. I'm going to put some puffy pillows down and some chairs and some lights, just like you would in real life, but you're going to do it virtually. And then you take that thing that you created and you upload it to AltSpace. And there's more complicated to that, but you basically upload it to AltSpace on your account, and then you go in your VR headset. Hold on. I put it just a bit too far away from me, but this is my new headset. Yep. And then next thing you know, you're standing in the middle of your camp.
So speaking about giving people the tools to make this happen, we have a question from Lily on Twitch, and she asks, what infrastructure or training is available for someone wanting to build a soundstage?
That's a great question. Thank you, Lily. So we did a lot of Zoom calls. We trained people on how to use the toolkit, how to get it up into AltSpace, and then how to produce an event. And the technology changes, like this morning, actually. And we've had a great time. It's like, oh yeah, in the middle of an event, the technology just changed. And now we have to make sure everyone knows that the technology changes and to use a new media player. So it's a combination of we have ambassadors that we're constantly feeding information to so that they can feed it out to the world. And for anybody who wants to have a sound camp for Burn 2021, we will be doing 2021. In fact, we will just be doing it moving forward. This cat is so out of the box and not getting put back in. Like, virtual reality Burning Man is here to stay. Way too much fun.
Perfect.
But if you want to do it, we will be starting to roll out the new toolkit and everything right around probably March, and accepting applications for people who are interested in participating. We're rebuilding our entire back-end system, so it's easier for people to get us information and for us to get information to them. In the meantime, go to brcvr.org and get on our email list, because our email list is how you're going to find out first when something is going on, or on our social media, and all of them are BRCVR. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all BRCVR. So whichever one you prefer, or all of them, follow us everywhere. And we have a group in Discord. So if you want to get into the technical side of things, you can get to brcvr.org on Discord and talk to other world builders. Or you can also get on a BRCVR group on Facebook, and that's more about things that are going on and how you can participate in other people's stuff. So what we created was this big communal effort container that everybody could get in, that everybody could participate in. And that was what we did. We had two principles that were our guiding light this year. One was communal effort. How do we get the community as involved as possible? And the other one was radical inclusivity. How do we get everybody on this platform and have them feel included? And for us, that was asking AltSpace and Microsoft to make a Mac client, which is not an easy thing to go to Microsoft and say, can you make this work on Mac?
Yeah. So if I may, I'm going to interrupt you again. We're getting questions here, many of them. So let's see. We've got a question from BRCVR. So remember, there will be a slight delay before we can hear them, and you might hear my question in echo. So go ahead from BRCVR. So let's see. We've got a question from BRCVR. So remember, there will be a slight delay before we can hear them, and you might hear my question in echo. So go ahead from BRCVR. I believe we're having a little bit of issue with.
Yeah, I don't hear anything. Can they type it in the chat?
It looks like it might be on.
It turns out we're having audio issues, but I can ask the question for her.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Please go
can. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Should we go on to a different question until we get this sorted?
Let's see what my producers say.
We should move on from BRCVR and let's move on to the, I see there was a Facebook question from Gustav.
Excellent. We will move on to Facebook. So Gustav asks, what does the VR community think of BRCVR?
For the most part, people have been very well, very excited about BRCVR and about the art that's come in. We've really, as burners do, we've really pushed the boundaries of technology and also pushed the boundaries of what art was in AltSpace. It was a lot of like homes and conference rooms and outdoor spaces, a digital copy of what exists on Earth with a little bit of pushing of technological boundaries. But then burners came in and it was just like, oh, physics don't matter. There's no gravity. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And they did. So that they loved it. On the other side, there is an entire VR community that is a church, like an evangelical. I don't know if they're actually evangelical, but they feel that way. And they were not happy about us being on the AltSpace platform. They felt like we were heathens that needed to, we were a 30-year-old cult that needed to be pushed away. Thankfully, AltSpace is also part of the burner community. So they were like, oh, that's so nice of you to say that. Oh, we'll take that into consideration.
So we did get the question from Aurea Apples from BRCVR, and she asks, how do you work with artists in BRCVR?
We support artists in BRCVR. That's our work with. That's our communal effort. That's how we form partnerships, is that as an artist comes to us and says, I want to create this mind-blowing thing of multiple worlds and If you can hallucinate it, they can create it.
Yeah.
And then we say, how can we support that? Do you need a world builder? Do you need a programmer? Do you need a 3D modeler? Do you need, you know, and they're like, oh no, I got all those people. They're all in my camp. I got it. I just wanted to let you know I was going to build it. And here's a little design of what I'm planning on building. Or it's like, I have this idea and I have zero technological background, help.
Yeah.
If you go to our YouTube channel, which is BRCVR, you can also find Zoom videos from last year's Zoom calls. They're all there and you can watch them. Our toolkit is also still on our website, the old toolkit. We're going to have a new one, but you can play with it. You can go ahead and use it and play with it and get into Blender because the functionality is all going to be the same. So this is how we help artists, by listening and finding out what exactly you need from us. And then if we aren't able to create it for, you know, Burn Week 2020, it'll be on the record for Burn Week 2021, and we'll make sure it gets either in the toolkit or help you in some way. We actually also played Match Game. Match Game was a lot of fun, where we would have, we had a Zoom call where artists could come on and talk about the things that they were building. And there were all these modelers and world builders that were on the call just listening. And someone would say what they were building, and then someone would raise their hand and be like, I'll do that one. And then they would match them up, and then they'd leave the call. And then we did that and matched up. And now we matched up basically best friends that were creating art together.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, I think that is the epitome of communal effort.
Yeah.
And thank you for changing your slide here. I was going to say, I would love to get back to your slideshow and see what more here.
So how it all started for me was in Los Angeles when I started producing LADCom in 2002. And LADCom, for those that don't know, is the LA Decompression Arts and Music Celebration. It's a festival that happens in downtown LA that started in 2002 and has been, you know, going every year since and growing and growing and growing. It was an 800-person event that grew to over 8,000 people with partnerships with LA State Parks and the city of LA and the fire department. And we all work together to create safety regulations. That's actually a picture from the very first year. And this is what it looked like when we took over the LA State Historic Park in downtown LA in, I think this one's 2015. So a much bigger, grander event with 13 stages of music. And community effort is what I like to call it. Communal effort is the key to it is you really need to find, this is all from LADCom, by the way. You can see the LA skyline in the background. And it looks just like VR, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Like VR. It just looks just like VR. Yeah, this is IRL. So, okay, California State Parks, I talked about them. So our current partnerships is Microsoft, AltSpace, and the community. And what we do as Big Rock Creative, which is the company name, BRCVR, is bring all those partnerships together so that we all can work communally.
Excellent.
And how do you get the community involved? That was one of the questions. Mm-hmm. The key is provide materials and inspire the permission to create. Sometimes people just need to be told that they're allowed to create. Here's this blank piece of land, build something interesting on it. And it can't be larger than 20 feet tall. And if you light it on fire, you have to do like these things. You give them just parameters. That's all Burning Man does. Here's a blank desert. You're going to get this spot, put your thing on it. And if there's something potentially dangerous, let us know. Create a project bigger than one person can do. If you can do it by yourself, there's no need for communal effort. But if you create something bigger than you can do yourself, you're going to go find people to help you. And that's going to create communal effort. Now, one of these pictures is not VR. Do you know which picture, Ryan?
I'm guessing it's the upper left.
Yes, yes. But that was the man that we had in BRCVR when we first started, the 2014 man, Mega Man. But all the rest of these, that was our burn for Burn Night, which was a massive amount of communal effort. And we actually burned a Microsoft server. So I felt, pretty like pat on the back.
Yeah.
That you burned something. And that is an actual picture on the lower left of what BRC VR looks like from the air. And every object is real. You can go in cars, you can go in RVs.
That is just.
But
okay.
communal effort is not all rainbows and unicorns. It's a lot of rainbows and unicorns. It's drama as well, because anytime you put a large number of personalities together, you're going to get drama. You're going to, you know, somebody's using to function one way and somebody else is a talker and somebody else is not a listener, and there's knocking of heads. So a lot of communal effort, the leadership in communal effort, comes from giving people a space to be heard and making sure everyone's concerns are listened to and addressed, and then providing them space to continue forward. And the nice thing about the principles of Burning Man is it gives us all a foundation that we function on when we're working on a project, so that there's less drama, because we know who you are because you follow the principles in your heart. Because if you say you're a burner, then I know these 10 principles you follow, and I can say, oh, this is a communal effort project, we just got to get it done. And you know what that means, you know, and so it makes it a little easier to have those. So get ready for drama, but it's not a bad thing.
Well,
it's
you
just
know,
how we get shit done.
Exactly. And that was actually one of the questions that I had, which was, you know, I'm familiar with co-leading a camp, and you pull on everyone's strengths, but you're doing it in real life. So like to take that potential drama, take everyone's different talents and relate them to a communal effort in the virtual sphere must be daunting. I mean, because you really can't see what everyone's doing, I would imagine, or.
Yeah, and you don't get full of facial expressions. So we definitely, in the planning of BRCVR, we're like, oh, let's meet in VR. And then all of a sudden there was like this fight and people were arguing. And then they were like, wait, I think there was a misunderstanding. And I just made a snarky comment. I didn't mean it. And da-da-da-da. We're like, we have to meet on Zoom.
Yeah,
These calls are going to be on Zoom.
I was to say, to that point, there's no body language, right? I mean,
there's no body language. There's no facial expressions. The other drama, though, doesn't have to be personalities. Drama can also be dust storms, whiteouts, you know, ship blowing down, power tools not working. And we have a saying in BRCVR, you know, we may be glitching, but we're still bitching.
Oh, I love it. So speaking of BRCVR, we have another question from BRCVR. Remember, there will be a slight delay before we can hear them, and you might hear my question in echo.
Okay.
So give us one moment here. Oh, I love it. So speaking of BRCVR, we have another question from BRCVR. Remember, there will be a slight delay before we can hear them, and you might hear my question in echo. Again. So give us one moment here. Oh, I love it. So speaking of BRCVR, we have another question from BRCVR. Remember, there will be a slight delay before we can hear them, and you might hear my question in echo. Again. Just one moment
here. How would you suggest people start to get involved if they're interested in enjoying more communal effort in BRCVR?
Exactly what you're doing right now. The best way to get involved in BRCVR is to go to BRCVR. Go to BRCVR events, meet people, find out who the moderators and hosts are, tell them you want to get involved. Go to brcvr.org on a browser and get on our mailing list. Email us, info@brcvr.org, and let us know what you're interested in doing. It's very important to be on our email list, because as we roll out a call for participation, you'll be the first to know, because we send out the emails and then we post to social media. So it's very, very important that you go to brcvr.org. And the very first screen that comes up will ask you if you want to join our email list. Join the email list. Also, please donate to BRCVR. We are a bunch of volunteers. We're not some big corporation. We might be on the Microsoft platform, on the AltSpace platform, but really they're donating servers to us. So they're a partner in this communal effort, and donating is what keeps it alive. So your communal effort could be as simple as donating to BRCVR. If you want to get more involved, maybe put a camp together or a sound camp, or maybe you want to be on the events team, all of that, just contact us. Contact us on info@brcvr.org, which is our email, or Discord, or find us. Just find us in VR and get involved that way. That's the best way to do it. You're in celestial bodies in BRCVR right now. So we'll do what we can to get you more involved, and tell us what skills you want to bring to the table.
Well, Athena, thank you so much for giving us this outlook into how virtual and in real life community building affects the virtual sphere. This is amazing work that you and your colleagues are doing. And I want to thank you for this great discussion. And if we can all give Athena the ASL sign for applause.
Athena, if you can share your screen, please.
Right after this call, I will be jumping into my headset. I will stay on Zoom, but I'm going to get into my headset and I'm going to join you in celestial bodies. So if you have any more questions for me, just hang tight. I'll be there soon, and you can ask me in person.
Excellent. I love that, in quotes. And if you wouldn't mind unsharing your screen.
Actually, it's in person.
Quickly.
Yes, and unshare my screen.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Athena. It was really, really interesting. Okay, so as we get ready to welcome our second guest, a reminder that this Accelerant is a fundraiser for BRCVR, and they are now a fiscally sponsored project of the Burning Man Project. All donations are tax deductible and payable to their fiscal sponsor, the Burning Man Project. A small portion of each donation goes to Burning Man, so it's a win-win for everyone involved. And once again, we're dropping the donate link into your chat windows. Just go to, also I'll say it here, brcvr.org/donate. And now we're going to bring in our second guest, Ellie Tumbuan, who's a dear friend of mine. Ellie is the head of strategy and culture for the Justice Collective. Hello, Ellie.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me.
It's so good to see you.
So good to see you too. I'm so excited to be here today.
Thank you. I'm glad you're with us. And Ellie, if I'm correct, you're going to share your screen and tell us a bit about the Justice Collective and how your work is the epitome of communal effort within real life. And remember, as people, as everyone is watching, you can feel free to drop questions in or speak to your moderator, and we'll ask Ellie in real time. So Ellie, please go right ahead.
Thank you, folks. Just 1 second. All right. Oh, I apologize. 1 second. Let me get this.
Yeah, no worries. This is the new reality of dealing with
Thank you for your patience.
in real time. And
Ellie, you want to hit present.
Great. Can you see it now?
not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Sorry, folks. 1 second.
Success.
Yay. Thanks for your patience, everyone.
Absolutely.
All right. So I am super excited to be here today with you all. And just really was so appreciative to be graciously invited to share a little about our work at the Justice Collective, and and how we both create communal effort as well as use communal effort to do our work in service to racial equity, diversity, and inclusion. So the amazing crew at Accelerant and Celestial Bodies shared my bio already. You can read all about us on our website at thejusticecollective.org. And as you can see, some of our values are really, really closely tied to communal effort, especially collaboration. So the Justice Collective, or TJC, we're a full service social impact consulting firm. And we specialize in racial equity, a simple little concept that many folks learned a lot about this last year. And the communal effort aspect of how we do our work is just critical to what we do. So I'm just so thrilled to talk about how we do it.
Mm-hmm. So Ellie, with the communities that you work with, which is both nonprofit, governments, and companies, how would you describe the tailored approach that you and your colleagues take to each of those entities?
Absolutely. Thanks, Ryan. So we like to use a framework. I like to use a framework called the 3 Ps. So we look at policy, helping to create it and also shape it using communal effort. And then the next part is practice. So what does it look like to get your hands dirty and actually get into the real work of making it happen? And the last one is presence. So we thought about a little bit of a case study to do today. And instead, I'm going to do a mashup, because these are the elements that really are present in every case. And because our work is so behind the scenes with many organizations and groups, I actually have very few photos of the live work, going on. But one quote, that we always use to inspire the groups that we're working with, that many of you are familiar with, is the James Baldwin quote around not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. And so I really appreciated what Athena brought up around some of this stuff being messy, that it doesn't always go according to plan. It often doesn't. But it is critical to stay present in communal effort in order to make the thing happen, right?
And if I can interrupt you there, like, is that one of the tools that you teach as well as like how to stay present within that messiness? Because I know, what we all experienced, or rather what was all brought to light in a very dramatic way this past year, was really forced a lot of us to be present in a way that we've never been, or never really had to be in the first place.
That's exactly right, Ryan. And that requires practice. So TJC does specialize in practices of somatics, which is the act of really trying to listen to what the body has to tell us, that gives us multiple ways to communicate, but also better understand ourselves. It gives us the chance to really work on conflict engagement and take engagement approaches to the idea of disagreement, tension, and difference, and allows us to really just be more aware of ourselves and to look at our identities a lot differently. The practice, the repetition, the returning, the retaining, the staying with it, knowing that you're going to fuck up at some point, but you have to make sure that it's okay for you and your colleagues to do that, to be able to forgive each other and yourself in this work is so, so critical. So the practice part is not just the journey, it is also the destination. And so, when we're projecting this idea, whether it's, we want to create a diverse community. We want to create a policy statement that really communicates what we value, and we want everyone to be involved. Those are beautiful ideas, right? The outcomes that we want to produce. And the reality is that it is messy. Right? Folks really want to buy into this like come to Jesus moment of, kumbaya, everybody's going to work together, we're colorblind, we don't see race, et cetera, et cetera. And as you get deeper and deeper and deeper into it, and what communal effort really does demand is an understanding that we are going to be in the mess together, and the ability to hold that discomfort together at the same time to be able to create something real and something meaningful and something lasting. So what does that look like, right?
Actually, excellent. And we have a question coming in from YouTube. I didn't get the name of this person, but the question is, how are you finding the government is reacting to the needs of BIPOC community?
Well, it depends on where you live, but it is the reason I do this work. Government, culture, community. Happy to talk so much more after today, but it's so complicated, right? We want government to do much more, and yet we are forced to deal with the realities of federal, state, local government. And actually, the reason why I was so excited to talk about communal effort is because regardless of what the government does, community matters the most. And until government centers community, we're not going to get the results that we want.
Well, and I feel like that's really when communal effort comes into play to fill in those holes that the government itself is not fulfilling.
That's right.
Because we're living in those environments and seeing it on a day-to-day level. And so, it's like, okay, wait, we need something there. We need something there. We need to change the culture in which we live.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So I have a question from BRCVR, and remember there will be a slight delay before we can hear them,
Sure.
and you hear my question in echo. So go ahead from BRCVR.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So I have a question from BRCVR, and remember there will be a slight delay before we can hear them,
Sure.
and you hear my question in echo. So go ahead from BRCVR.
Hi, thank you so much for being on this panel today and being part of BRCVR. My question is about individual action. I find that the place where I most prefer to interact is as an individual, doing something in my community, something on the ground, something that's very immediate. So what is your take on what individuals can do, and what is the most kind of effective or direct action that an individual can take in these realms?
Thank you so much for that question. It's an excellent one. I think I love it. And I think before folks want to jump into action, the inner work of understanding ourselves, our own backgrounds, our own identities, and what biases we might even, and expectations we might even be bringing to the work is part of the work. There's an excellent podcast of an incredible leader that Brene Brown had on her show, where they talk about action bias. Indeed, that is one of the several cognitive biases that is used a lot when folks are like fired up and ready to go and like work on racial equity and justice and other social issues. And part of the problem with jumping in without really understanding what we're bringing to the table is that it can affect how we work together across difference. So, I would definitely say, and I want to invite everyone to follow the Justice Collective on social media, follow me, sign up for our emails, and at the same time, the inner work of looking at how did I come to this perspective? How did I come to understanding my own power and privilege is the work that nobody wants to do. It's the least sexy work, right? It is not glamorous at all, and yet it is what allows everything else to happen. So I would definitely say, like, keep reading, keep Googling, follow the Black feminist leaders and the community leaders who you might be learning about already. Keep listening, keep learning, keep staying open, and ask yourself, what is it going to take to stay resilient to discomfort? Because this is a long, long game that we're playing.
Well, and I think that's a great expressing resilient to discomfort. You know what I mean? Like I think that's that messiness that you speak of, but the work is ourselves bringing it into the community. So how can we learn how to be uncomfortable, but know that we're doing greater work for our communities that we're living in?
That's right. That's exactly right, Brian. And this last part of the framework, the presence, we don't crown ourselves allies. We look to those who are more vulnerable than us to decide, have we done enough, right? And so that's where coming back to centering community comes in. And there's another piece, if anyone has ever heard of the pillars of white supremacy culture, it's also called the white dominant culture. There's a need to examine, like, the fear of open conflict and the what's called right to comfort. The belief that this work must be comfortable, that we should always be feeling good, that we're not going to make mistakes. And so there's like a fear of imperfection. And unless we really step into the messiness and the drama of our own willingness to mess up, we're actually not going to make it there. But part of centering community is really about just that. It is about the willingness to see each other and to be seen, and to learn and stay listening. And that begins in the body. We like to over intellectualize what this work is, but the body, which burners are really, I know, familiar with this concept. What we experience in our bodies is exceptionally important to our understanding of the bigger picture. So centering community and understanding our place in it is communal effort, and it is what makes everything else that we're trying to accomplish actually happen.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that, Ellie. And if you wouldn't mind unsharing your screen, and I actually have a couple questions for you. Thank you for that presentation. So speaking of the larger community and listening to your body and bringing that work outward, I feel like community sensitivities, our needs and best practices are constantly changing. How do you and your team keep up with that changing landscape?
Listening and learning and willing to be wrong. So you're right, Ryan. As soon as you think you know what the rules are, they change. And that is to be in this world, in this lifetime. That is to be expected. And so, yeah, like it demands both that authentic audacity of being committed to change, but it also demands that humility, and that's uncomfortable, especially for those of us who want to be excellent at what we do, including being excellent at community work.
Well, and I think please continue.
Well, no, I was just going to say, like, it's in the society that we're in, that is not normal. Like, we're not supposed to air our dirty laundry or show what we've done wrong or even acknowledge our mistakes. But that work is just as much about upholding social norms, many of the social norms we're trying to change, than it is about the idea to be better. So that humility is so critical, and yet, being able to individually, just as society is changing and communities are changing, continuing to ask yourself, what do I need to stay in this fight, in this challenge, in this commitment? And those things can change too, and that's okay, because we're all human.
Well, and I think you bring up a good point too, like the vulnerability that you yourself are putting on the line with your clients. And you might hear things back from clients that might be very challenging for you, and being able to navigate those waters and work within that community to be like, okay, no, this is what we're shifting. I mean, it's like, how do you go home and decompress after that? Or like, how do you mentally steel yourself in that regard?
Oh, thank you, Ryan. That's such a good personal question. It's the same as everybody else. It's pleasure activism. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Adrienne Marie Brown, but it is just as the personal is political, and the ability to lean into pleasure, and really define that, things that we've denied ourselves socially for a very long time, and to really lean into loving ourselves, and giving ourselves permission to do that. There's a movement, and a leader whose handle is the NAP Ministry, who just evangelizes the idea that rest is resistance, right? Being able to take care of ourselves, especially for Black and Indigenous and other people of color, that's a radical idea. And so honoring the body, honoring the mind, and the spirit are all a part of the work too. And I'm forever learning how to do that better, but I'm committed to staying in it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you for
Ryan,
joining us and giving this amazing presentation about your amazing work that you're doing, you and your colleagues are doing. I'm going to ask everyone to give the ASL round of applause for Ellie for all of her discussion with us today and debate. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing and for joining us today. So
thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Okay, so I want to thank Athena and Ellie again for the discussion and debate we had today regarding communal effort. That was truly phenomenal. And I would also like to thank our ASL interpreter, Zofia Lewandowski. Thank you, Zofia. Thank you so much for being here again with us and helping us promote inclusion with this. And before we get to our second hour of music and dancing, I just want to give a few thanks to people who have made Accelerant possible. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all the campmates of Celestial Bodies who continue to support Accelerant. We love you guys. Thank you. And a huge thank you to Andrew Barrett and Lance Osman for conceiving of and producing this event. Thank you guys. Your work is amazing. I would also like to thank Dan Binge, who engineered the tech solutions that has made the radical inclusion across multiple platforms even possible. I would also like to thank all of our campmates, including Gustav, Ken, Steve, Kat, and honorary campmate Sarah for all of your amazing support as moderators in all of our multiple platforms here. Let's give them all a round of applause for their hard work today. And this is our last request, so please, I'm going to slow myself down here. It's been an amazing event so far. So this is our last request. So please consider making a tax-deductible donation of any size to help BRCVR. As we said earlier, they are a fiscally sponsored project of the Burning Man Project. All donations are tax-deductible and payable to their fiscal sponsor, the Burning Man Project. A small portion of each donation goes to Burning Man, which is, once again, a win-win. We're dropping the donation link once again in your chat windows, so just go ahead and donate if you can. They are committed to providing a virtual Burning Man experience for everyone. So, all right, Part 2, which is my favorite part, actually my second favorite part, we are going to dance. We will be showcasing everyone dancing in BRCVR and all of you on Zoom as well. So don't touch your screens, as our engineer Dan will handle all of that for you. Just get up on your feet and get ready for a funky set from DJ Maxxyt all the way from Australia. And let's dance, everyone. Thank you so much for being here again and making this an amazing event. Thank you to our special guests, and be well and safe, and love you all.
I would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging.
Sister, mother, mister, everybody, every day, spread the message in every way. Take the time, open your eyes, let the things lost from sight be revealed, turn on the light.
Good stuff.
Read a story to your children about the world that we should live in. Be aware, be polite, do the things that make it right. We got a message to the people. Deliver the message. Please don't forget. We've got a message to the people. Peace on. let's get on board. Sometimes I wanna roll that J. Sometimes I tell my honey come back. Sometimes I wanna rap that J. Sometimes.
You might be the one for me. My confirmation. this nature back in the day. So we've always had a house before the world knew what. You know how it is. Sometimes just too much of it to follow. So I used to go out clubbing and things of this nature back in the day. So we've always had a house before the world knew what.
Thank you.